जो हमें लगता है कि डिफिकल्ट है। आइडियल मटेरियल वेंडर कौन है, लोकल और एमएनसीज?
For a large project, maybe MNCs, but locals are doing it amazingly, and they're taking it to a next level. We have them as a developer. They are coming up with backward integration, the factories, the stores, etc., and at par level with any international, just like IKEAs or etc. So India is taking up very fast, and they understand the need of our. But if I put it, it's equal at this point of time.
Okay, so what do you think, sir? Ideal material vendor, local or MNCs?
I think vocal for local, but if systematic approach is there, then local will be also doing good at things.
So you are going for local, vocal for local. Yes. Next. So जैसे अभी हमने देखा कि थोड़ी देर पहले यहाँ पे भी हमारे सामने टेक्निकल इश्यू आ गया था, वो भी एक काइंड ऑफ अ चैलेंज हुआ। सो हमारे बिजनेस में भी बहुत ज़्यादा चैलेंजेस आते हैं। तो सर, आपका नाम?
अजीत राधाकृष्णन।
सर, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ कि आपको क्या लगता है, प्रोजेक्ट जो भी हो सबसे ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग आपके लिए अब तक क्या रहा है?
टाइमलाइंस, बट दैट इज द मोस्ट थिंग, एंड क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस एज वेल।
ओके, आपका कोई एक्सपीरियंस ऐसा कि कोई प्रोजेक्ट पे आपने काम किया है और आपको लगता है कि ये चीज़ थी वो जो सबसे ज़्यादा आपको चैलेंजिंग लगी हो?
That what giving quality at site always requires, specialized approach as well as the right team to do it. So getting the team right would be the biggest challenge.
वो भी है, काम करवाना भी सबसे बड़ा टास्क है। So that's right. Sir, what do you think? What is the biggest challenge you have faced in your project till now?
To get the skilled laborers and right type of material. Thank you.
Thank you. So हम अपने नेक्स्ट सेशन की ओर आगे बढ़ते हैं, लेकिन डीजे वाले बाबू रेडी है? हेलो, ओके। सो हम आगे बढ़ते हैं, उससे पहले एक एक्टिविटी करनी है हमें। फिर से आप लोगों को मूड में लाना पड़ेगा, खाना खाने के बाद नींद ना आ जाए, क्योंकि बहुत Welcome to PMCEA Summit 2025, Gujarat. Thank you so much, sir. Stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So here we are. Yeah. So thanks for setting the stage. After post-lunch, making a presentation is a difficult task, isn't it? So UltraTech Cement, not new to Gujarat, not new to India. Everybody knows what UltraTech Cement is. We are the #1. But we are also part of the ABG group. So this presentation is very short. We'll be taking briefly about what legacy UltraTech Cement brings and what are the new products which PMCs, builders, developers, and contractors can leverage from the brand of UltraTech. So as we rightly said, big in your life. So we are present in 6 continents and 41 countries. That is the ABG group for you. These are all the countries worldwide where we are present. So be it your Van Heusen's, Peter England, Louis Philippe, that's part of ABG group, if not known. Aditya Birla Chemicals. In fact, most of the carbon which goes into the tire is made up of Aditya Birla, carbon chemicals. Lots of epoxy, PU flooring, that material is also part of ABG group. Vodafone Idea, yes. Aditya Birla Capital, in some of the projects, maybe Aditya Birla Capital would be funding in the projects. Birla Copper and UltraTech Cement, yes. So world's 3rd largest cement producer, excluding China. Now a cement plant or the capacity is nearly around 190 million metric ton. Shortly, we would be 200 million metric ton. RMC, we have at present more than 400 ready-mix concrete plants operational in India. More than 400 RMC plants, right from Jammu. In fact, we have now a plant at Jammu as well. We have in Jammu, we have in Kanyakumari, we have wherever you want it, be it tier 2, be it tier 3. The whole idea is to service the nation. Few of the accolades. ये सब तो ठीक पता है ना, right? Most बोलेंगे presentation में जो पता है उसको क्यों repeat करना? So we'll directly jump to what we bring to the table. So, when we hear a cement company, generally the assumption is, yes, cement बेचेंगे, right? So like brick and mortar, इसके beyond क्या? But we in IBG, we in UltraTech, we have decided to come up with solution mindset. आप देखोगे कि जितने भी यहाँ पर हमने बताए हैं, be it in cement, be it in Birla White, in concrete itself, we have 16 different variants. 16 तरीके के concrete बना सकते हैं M20 के. There are 16 variants of single grade, which is available here to be used pan-India. Building solutions. आज प्लास्टर की ज़रूरत है, टाइल फिक्स की ज़रूरत है, कहीं कोई एडिसिव की ज़रूरत है. In fact, we are shortly coming in wires as well. Even that is available through single roof. UBS, UltraTech Building Solution, is a shop wherein you can go, you can pick and choose a different product which is available under one roof. एक shop, एक दुकान from a cement company. Again, a very unique initiative which we have taken. अब जब हम कंक्रीट की बात करते हैं, जनरली इवन इन गुजरात आई विल एग्री, पीपल डू स्पेसिफाई ग्रेड. सबसे पहले लोग ग्रेड की ही बात करते हैं, देन कम्स वर्केबिलिटी, प्राइस तो है खैर. बट अ कंक्रीट कैन बी एस्थेटिक. वी कैन गिव यू अ कंक्रीट विच इज हैविंग अ फेयर फिनिश्ड. प्लास्टर की जरूरत नहीं. इनफैक्ट वी हैव डन अ प्रोजेक्ट इन सूरत ऑफ वन ऑफ द आर्किटेक्ट, जहां पे उनको फोम फिनिश कंक्रीट मिला. फोम फिनिश यानी उन्होंने अपने स्लैब डलवाया था, स्लैब पे गायत्री मंत्र, दोज वर इम्बाइडेड. So even that set of a concrete is available here. I will invite you all to visit our stall, wherein different varieties of those concrete which we are speaking about is displayed there. अब डेकोरेटिव में हम फसाड में हैं, वी आर इनटू स्टैम्प कंक्रीटिंग, वी आर इनटू पॉलिश कंक्रीट, ऑल एंड टू एंड सॉल्यूशंस। आज मेजर चैलेंज कहाँ पे क्या आ जाता है इन मार्केट इज टू गेट अ वन स्टॉप सॉल्यूशन। आज ब्लेम गेम हो जाते हैं बहुत बार की देर इज सर्टन स्पेसिफिकेशन, दैट स्पेसिफिकेशन इज नॉट ऑर्डर्ड बाय अ कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर बोलेगा सब कॉन्ट्रैक्टर विल ब्लेम द कंक्रीट सप्लायर। द होल आइडिया ऑफ Ultratex, value added, or the different ranges of products which we have is to have one accountability. So durability में है, flooring, smart repair solutions. So these are enough to few examples on which I will like to highlight today. One is decorative concrete. हमने अयोध्या में 8.5 लाख स्क्वायर फीट, 8.5 lakh square feet of pedestrian pavement decorative concrete we have executed in 2 months. 2 महीने में 8,50,000. And why 2 months? PMO. The mandate was directly from the PMO कि आपको हमारे वहाँ के pathways जो हैं करा के चाहिए. They said we cannot go and hunt for different agencies. Ultratech, we are giving you an opportunity and you have to do it. So we have decorative, flooring में we can do the entire end-to-end job. Zip, smaller quantity, rapid, waterproofing, and Ultratech can also do an आपका basement का पूरा काम, including warranty, application, entire ownership can be done by us. Finally, rapid thermocon plus. आज शिवालिक से भी सर है यहाँ पर, and we have been doing lots of temperature control concrete. Be आज temperature control concrete की जो बात होती है, Ultratech is a brand.
To invite our moderator of the session, Mr. Devdutt Pandya, Principal Architect and co-founder of Studio 919 Architects. He is known for innovative global projects and collaboration with IKEA. With 19 plus years of experience, he also serves as a chairperson of IIIT Ahmedabad chapter. Please give him a huge round of applause. Next, I will invite one of our panelists, Mr. Deepak Brahmbhatt, DB's Council Ahmedabad PMC. DB's Council offers one-stop designs, engineering, and PMC solutions for pharma, API, hospital, and food industry projects. With over 16 years of expertise and 100 plus successful projects, the firm is known for its efficiency and industry experience. Next, I would like to call upon a stage Mr. Chirag Doshi, Principal Designer, co-founder of 𝐿 Designs. Chirag Doshi is co-founder of 𝐿 Designs with 450 plus projects nationwide and chairperson-elect of IIIT Ahmedabad chapter. He also teaches at SAPT and other design institutes, blending professional insight with academics. जोरदार तालियां हो जाए हमारे पैनलिस्ट के लिए. Next, I will invite Mr. Taral Shah, Managing Director of Shivalik Building Landmarks since 1998. He is a key professional at Shivalik Group, contributing to the company's growth and development in the real estate sector. He plays an important role of managing projects and driving strategic initiative with the group. तालियों की कमी नहीं होनी चाहिए, बहुत कम आवाज सुनाई दे रही है मुझे. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Nikunj Patel, Director of Saksham Consultants, Structural Engineers and Project Management Consultant. He is a civil engineer with an MTech from SAPT and extensive experience in project management and structural engineering. Under his leadership, the firm has delivered 350 plus projects and manages 1.5 crore square feet, while he also contributes to academia as a jury member at SAPT and Nirma University. Next, I would like to call Mr. Mrunal Patel, Chairperson of Architecture Organism, known for delivering diverse projects with a modern, bold approach. As Chairperson of IIIT Charotar since 2023, he leads key design initiative, blending his architecture background with storytelling skills from filmmaking. Welcome all, and thank you so much. Stage is all yours, sir. Yes, sure. Mic.
Good afternoon, all. I think બધા જાગો છો એટલે we'll be able to focus. I'm Devdutt Pandya, and I'll be moderating this session today. So, in a way, I'll be the PMC today for all of you. I'll take care of the timelines. I'll ask some tough questions, and we'll have a lot of fun. So I think normally, traditionally, what we have seen PMC as in more of a coordinator of a timelines, cost, but actually, when design-led projects are there, it is much more and much more beyond of that. And according to me, PMC is an unsung heroes. Those are not seen much. And they've been appreciated when the project is success, but not otherwise. So without giving much of the detail, we have a right mix today. As the ma'am has already introduced all of you, but let me do it once again. We have a young architect from Charotar, Mrunal is here. A well-known interior designer, 𝐶hirag Doshi, is here. A very big name in real estate, Taral is with us from Shivalik. An experienced PMC led by Nikunj is here for us. And pharma base, focusing more on pharma, Deepak Bhai is with us. So let's dive into a lot of sensible and meaningful conversations with us. I'll start with a developer. Tarabhai, tamarathi sharu karu. When you do a large-scale projects, a complex projects, where multiple consultants, multiple contractors are there, how crucial the role of PMC becomes. And because of the momentum from the drawing board to the end part of it, what is your take upon it? And other thing, a small thing which I felt, do you have one PMC for such a large project, or you have something in-house, or you break down into multiple PMCs for a large-scale project?
I'll answer your question in 3-4 phases. And first, let me congratulate Kevin and Hasmukh Bhai to bring all together under one roof. So congratulations, Hasmukh Bhai and Kevin. And thank you everyone joining us here. So PMC, for a real estate developer or a infrastructure company, it's a very important role they play. We operate around more than 7-8 million square feet at a time. And all projects are sizable. And at time, we are working with 7 to 8 different PMCs. So you name the PMC, MNC, and even local PMC we are working with. So we are working with Colliers, JLL, CBRE, Kussmann, and local Patwa is also working with us. So in different projects, we have different PMC because everyone come with their own mindset and everyone come with their own best practices. And PMC is the only consultant who always come with the positivity. That we will complete your project in timeline, and it is most underrated, I would say, because whatever blame, whatever you can give on PMC, and if you ask architect, if you ask plumbing consultant, that is PMC's job. I did not do anything. So, but they take a lot of responsibility. They are the only consultant who take us free. So, and in between, if you ask PMC to join, they will never hesitate. If you ask other consultant that this project has done by this consultant and you have to take over this project, maybe except PMC, other consultant would not be happy to take over the project. But PMC is always positive, and they come in between as your lifeline. And they complete your project. And even after a few years, if you want to get some details of drawings, of whatever you have done wrong or right in your project, they are answerable. So we are working with PMC for more than 15 years. So whatever projects we have our own personal use or hotel or our own bungalow, we always hire PMC. And we don't utilize our technical staff for critical projects because they come with their own mindset because they have trained under us. So sometimes if you want to make a hotel, so we are not experts. So we always hire PMC. If I want to make my own corporate house, so I don't want to utilize the same people who are doing my projects. So we hire PMC. So PMC plays very important role, but as I said, it's underrated sometimes.
So now we have heard from a developer that PMC brings in efficiency, lot of accountability, but taking to the visionary who start with the project, I'll put it to Mrunal as an architect. Mrunal, you being a project with a strong vision, and then how critical role of PMC in your experience or the way you look at it, translating your vision accurately to the end product as an architecture firm or leading design practice.
First of all, I would like to congratulate PMCEA for organizing such a unique kind of an event. So congratulations to the entire team organizing this event, and thank you for having me here. For us, the more concern about any PMC being involved in any project is their concern or their attention to the detail what we have created. Or what also, I think PMC should be concerned about the vision of the architect or why such details are being made. When we talk about extremely creative projects or residences or high-end commercial spaces or hotels, I think PMC does a great job in executing, in organizing, but what I feel that they should be also having some more awareness about the design point of view. That's what I feel, that they should be having that awareness or the feel of what a creative person thinks about the project. So for me, a PMC who is working on my project should understand my vision or the output I want creatively, not just technical. That's what I feel.
So if I understand from your input that the PMC is more of engineers handling a unit and putting it in a management perspective. So rather than calling them project managers, is it okay if I put it across they are project partners and then they can look or they can perform better?
I think let's take it another way. It's actually there a very good transition between execution and the design. So they're exactly in the middle of the complete product and the imagined product. So rather than being together, but they should be very good in transitioning from the paper to the execution. What their role comes in is not with the designer, but somewhere where after the design development stage, what we tell in architecture or interior design, after the design development stage, I think they should come on the board and have their inputs before the final execution. Even drawings are being prepared.
Fair enough.
That's what I think.
So Nikunj, I'll put it to you as an PMC who does very varied portfolio, and where from Taral and Mrunal's point of view, that does the digital tools or any platforms being used by your team or as in PMC helps you to navigate this tough process, because understanding architects, interiors, developers' vision and doing it with your team with a lot of things. How good do you think this kind of platforms or digitalization is helping the cause at the site?
First of all, thank you, Kevin Publication, to inviting us. I would say downline 2 or 3 years, this will become more interesting as a PMC point of view. This is the first kind of event happening particularly for the PMC-centric seminars. So digitalization is slowly evaluate right now because our industry is itself unorganized. So digital tool may be utilized by the PMC team or architect or something else because we have a different kind of digital tools available right now. So that अगर मैं रूटीन में बोलने जाऊँ तो सिंपली कोई भी डिजिटल एप्लीकेशन आप इम्प्लीमेंट करने में ही पूरा प्रोजेक्ट निकाल देते हो. What I understood, and I have different kind of experience itself. So we have developed our own cloud-based Microsoft OneDrive, and we have created our own project toolkit to deal with that because we have different kind of project we have on board, like interiors, warehousing, industrial also. There is a different segment, that is a pharma, boilers, chillers. This everything and many of the checklists involved in this process. So to get the things, that is not only for the pour card or concreting or reinforcement or brickwork or plaster is there. There is much more activity involved in the construction, like in builder side, there is a 300 to 350 activities are there. So how to control that in point of the quality in terms of material quality, workmanship. So that kind of digital, it will take time. And very good platform right now is there. Within there is a Vizilin or DGQC is there. They are doing good. So, and yes, I would say that if any of the project work as a EPC base, so any of the engineering procurement contract is only on a one hit, then this digital tool will be more impactful. Rather, different stakeholder and within that one digital tool, that maybe time will say what happen next. Yeah.
So I'll continue what we have been discussing, that a lot of architects, lot of consultants and including PMCs are focusing on BIM, Primavera kind of an approach where the execution becomes easy for a large scale or complex project. So have your practice into that process, or are you looking at the future that this is going to be the future of it or the present of it?
So I would say pre-construction or soft work we are doing, like drawing coordination, request for inspection or other all the digital which we are working within email or something, that we can communicate or that we can digitize on the or progress point of view, we can utilize platform that. But for workmanship and other thing, that will take more work. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Deepak bhai, to you precisely, one is the use of technology, but your primary focus is a pharma, and pharma demands high precision, regulatory compliances,
Yes.
and a lot of other things which maybe a normal project may overlook. But pharma, you cannot. You don't have any, you cannot miss it, right?
Correct.
So if you can elaborate more about that and inform us that how, in general, as your practice, you have been focusing on that, and does the technology helping you to achieve what needs to be done?
Correct, because in pharmaceutical, as you said rightly, we need to carry out all the activity as per the regulatory guidelines, and the importance of the PMC is very high, and people should be well experienced to execute that job as per the design or as per the guideline, whatever all equipment, knowledge. Plus, of course, civil engineering is same mainly as we do other projects, but the certain criteria, finishings, and mainly clean rooms. The clean room construction is basically a metallic base, and there are various technologies to have a modular clean rooms in pharmaceuticals. So that kind of expertise is required for the PMC team, and the sequence of the activities once we decide as per the Primavera or MS project, sequence of activities, micro planning. So accordingly, they should get it done through the various agencies. Because once it is done, then there is no rework, or rework is very expensive in terms of time and cost. So normally, this the basic tools which we are using, and the knowledge based people should be on board, and the close coordination with all the agencies and client as well, because any revision or any changes in the layout resulting into time and cost.
So to just put it across to you guys, the best of my understanding, in future, down the line, 2 years, you may see PMC, a tablet in his hand and a drone on his overhead, and he would be moving around. Maybe that could be the future. I'm just curious about it, putting it to you. Chirag, coming back to you, in your experience, is architecture is like a structure and interiors is a soul of it. And when you go into that part, the finishes, the mood boards, the materials, in a large scale commercial or fast paced retail interiors, where speed, scales, everything is dominating and you have clear deadlines, how do you ensure that the original design or your visualizations happens with the help of PMC? And your take on PMC actually, because interior is still a very fluid form in terms of architecture. There is specific job, but interiors supposed to do electrical design, plumbing design, and maybe the site coordination. But when there is a PMC, what are your expectations as a studio?
Yeah, so see, first of all, there is a lack of people and clientele involving PMC for a lot of projects. For small scale projects, I would understand that probably the need of a PMC is lesser for very small scale projects. But it is beyond my understanding that why more and more clients are not opting to go for a project management consultant to be on board. The second thing is that sometimes they come on board very late, before the execution project. It starts, that realization comes pretty late that, okay, now we need a PMC, which for interior projects is not very good. Ideally, we would like to have the PMC on board during this design stage itself, because as I understand, most of the PMCs are involved with the budgeting and the costing as well. So during the BOQs and the specification process, if the PMCs are involved, it helps a lot to the designer. There'll be lesser changes in the drawings, and there'll be much less complexity, because as it is as against architecture in interiors, you are dealing with a complete customized, thing with much more set of materials, many more details. So the earlier the PMC is involved, and our struggle is to make clients understand that why we need a PMC in the first place and why we need to have them on board while the project is in the initial stages. So that is the first part. The second part, in terms of fast-paced project, obviously the primary thing is that things happen on time, and that is where your question about technology comes in place. I'm not sure whether technology is used as best as it possibly can in this world that we are living in, with respect to whether the PMCs are doing that or not. I would love to see a lot more use of technology with real-time updates, with real-time analysis of what the project situation is on an everyday basis, on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. So that is something that is expected. And with faster projects, with a very tight timeline, that is the expectation, is to be very, very organized. And that is where technology and the tools that are available could be very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think good inputs, Chirag. But if I put it, the private projects or the interiors segregate with the government projects for the PMC specifically, because the role changes dynamically. The private, you have developers or client, and they understand pros and cons of it. Where in government, you have tenders, you have empanelment, and you have there are schedules to be followed. Nikunj bhai, if you can help me with focusing that, what is the difference that you see, and how your firm approaches both style of projects? Is there any difference, or it's the same?
Particularly for government and...
Yeah, government and the private one.
First you need PQ to qualify. So, government, so any of the PMC not involved in the pre-construction stage activities within the government? Because after contracts and all that awards, after that PMC will come into the picture, and they are more likely into the third-party quality inspection, or you could say for the particular for the cost analysis or something like RA bill checking or something on that. But particularly that difference that would make for the government and private PMCs.
Okay. Deepak bhai, one thing that I would like to put it the same question to you if you work with government also, because design-based, let's say parliament project, such a complex project, and where the role of PMC becomes the paramount. Do you see, I mean, let's assuming, just give a hypothetical situation to you, and can you tell me what approach would your company take, or let's say Kashi redevelopment project, or such a complex project required a different approach than a normal project? Bhai, do jan laga diye, ye kar diya, wo kar diya, but this project actually requires a back-end work. So do you, if you can elaborate those situations, is it possible that any different approach you take while...
Actually, for private pharmaceutical companies, normally, yes, we can, because in existing companies, when company is going to, upgrade the facility, it is the same thing, the complexity, sometimes 20 years old plant is there, and that has to be upgraded, and there is no previous detailed drawing available. So, as he said rightly, our PMC should be involved from the day one, and the role and responsibility should be clear. Accordingly, what kind of equipments are going to replace. So detailed micro planning to be done, and the shutdown to be carried out as per the requirement. And client has to decide that part first, as per the overall detailed planning and design is done. So here the different approach is like that. We have to work 24/7, considering the shutdown activity, because again production has to restart. So the approach is different in greenfield project and complex or brownfield project. And the team, of course, considering the sequence of activities and the quantum of the work, we need PMC team, experienced team, to carry out each and every activity with clear responsibility and accountability. Then we can complete the project as per the timeline. Of course, cost, again, we need to see if we find any surprise once we open the area and all. Otherwise, this is how we have to get it done. And nowadays, just for your information, in India, there are more than 5,000 pharmaceutical plants are there, and most of the plants are going to close down if they are not going to upgrade the facility as per the revised Schedule M. Earlier deadline was last year. Now it is extended by Government of India, December 25. So most of the plants are going to upgrade as per the revised requirement, and client has to, depute the team or contractors or PMC to get it done as per that.
I would like to add on this.
Yeah.
I think government is more organized compared to private sector. Reason is, on a first day, BOQ has been prepared. There is a NBC norms are there. There is a technical specification are there.
Correct.
In comparatively private sector, there is a material, labor, so all different project has a different style of packaging and bundling. So government is more organized on that way, and I would like that private sector is also going on a same manner. Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. So we all agree that if the PMC is brought early, aligned early, I think that makes a lot of sense. That for all of us, the end result becomes much more productive. To take this further, Chirag, if I'll start with you, and then Taral, you can help us with that. As the project becomes more complex, the teamwork, the backdrop, the PMCs has to be very early. But do you believe academic institutions, because it all starts with an education or the academics, the institutes are doing enough to prepare students for such an environment, or the real life experiences would make them what it is. So if you can elaborate that situation.
Yeah, ideally not actually. The academics largely are focusing about, the design academics we are talking about, not as much as the real life issues, So I tried with my studio at 𝐶EP that to have PMCs, MEP consultants come into the studio, interact with the students, and that time the awareness starts that, okay, these are the people who actually help execute the project. So that kind of interaction is needed. And I would like to put another point on the same thing, when we talk of academics and learning, I think the PMC companies, the PMC heads also need to understand that they also need to have a CEP, a continuous education program for their engineers. With the perspective of interiors, every 6 months you see everything changing. There are new materials on offer, there are new details on offer, there is completely change in terms of trends. And if the engineers and the executives of the PMCs are not updated, it becomes the task of the architect and the designer all the more difficult to bring them into the same page, and our expectations do not match with their education at that point of time. So I hope institutes such as IIID itself can collaborate with the associations and the PMCs to bring their executives up to date with what is going on, not only in terms of materials, not only in terms of, but also technology. And with automation and AI and the use of technology is increasing. And clientele are expecting a lot more tech-based interiors as well. All of that, sometimes we find that the engineers are not probably up to date, and that is where forums like this help, so that we can communicate to, to the larger society that, okay, this is what is needed, and which will help the interaction between the client, designer, PMCs much more better, because they all will be updated about the current scenario and the trends of design. So I think education is both ways. Even design students need to be more updated. The curriculums need to have, through at least the 4th year or the 5th year students are facing real world scenarios, whether in their studios, and also get to interact with PMCs and how their method of working is there, so that they are not in a shock or surprise when they jump into the real world. So that education is two-way, I believe.
Taral, to take this further, 𝐏𝐈𝐂𝐿𝐼C Institute, I mean, as part of your initiative, 𝐏𝐈𝐂𝐿𝐼C Institute is there. Does your institute have this kind of courses, or you focus on project management in that, or if you can elaborate on that matter?
So I feel in future we would be requiring a talent of execution. That would be the challenging process in the future, because now you see everybody is educated. Even your peon's son is an engineer. Your driver's son is getting some degree. So laborers' work would be the challenging in future. The way Western countries, Middle East and China have grown themselves. So as you touch base the perfect point about the education of the systematic education. So we have started our own institute, that is 𝐏𝐈𝐂𝐿𝐼C Institute of Real Estate. And we have multiple courses in that. So what we do, we have the 45 days course, how to be a real estate entrepreneur. It's not about only a developer or the architect or an interior designer or PMC or structure engineer. So whatever we have learned in 20-25 years, we can give nutshell to the next generation. And if somebody is an architect and he wants to understand about how the real estate sales work, if somebody has studied structure consultancy and he's not aware about the feasibility of the project, so we give 45 days course and we give basic nutshell. They get knowledge about RERA, they get knowledge about PMC, timeline, then entire ecosystem, the feasibility of real estate, how to procure the land, how to start the first process of the execution. So the way we are working, it will not be sustainable in next 10 years or maybe very soon, next 5 years. We have to get upgraded. The way China has upgraded in last 20 years, we can't be 100% dependent on laborers because there would be definitely scarcity. Yes, India is a labor-intensive country, but the things are changing, and on field you cannot execute everything. So there would be a lot of change will happen in future. That multiple products or multiple things would be manufactured in factory. Multiple things will be cast in situ. So the combination will only work in future. It's not about only at the site execution. So always I tell my people, invest in human skills. So the same what we are doing in our education institute and technology. So without this, India cannot grow. We are just seeing the dream. So we have to upgrade ourselves. And if the mindset don't get changed, we will be the same after 10 years. So the next generation, even the next generation, you can't rely on them. Sometimes they are distracted. Sometimes they want to become a YouTuber, but they should become an execution expert. So PMC is playing a very important role. So I can say they are the execution expert because they are on the field and they work on the field and they have the entire data of the project. Like whatever architect is doing, a developer is doing, interior designer is doing, structure consultant, or any service consultant. So execution expert would be the future, I feel.
Yeah.
I think one more thing is the platform. PMC or any civil engineer, I think they should appreciate because they are the one who stood up in night, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. for the concrete. Not on labor or supervisor, not a contractor. Any of the civil engineers should be appreciated for their work.
True. So, Mrunal, we were just chatting with Mrunal, and this is very important, Mrunal. So, tell me that normally you trust your geniuses as you're an architect, etc. And can you stop? I mean, as in PMC, internally you will ask them, "Arey bhai, BOQ mat mango, detail mat mango. मेरा काम है design करने का." So do you think, tell me about some of your experiences or what's your take on that?
So yeah, always for an architect, whenever you tell him to, produce numbers, it's a bit challenging or tiring job for any designer. When you tell him to come on the board and just, talk about numbers. But I think nowadays we require a lot of more these kind of inputs from our offices where we need to, have very much clarity about the quantities, the BOQs and everything. So that is challenging, but I think this is the time which requires our offices, or not even for big projects, but even for small projects, we should have those kind of BOQs and details available. But I would like to add the point why that complexity arises with Indian architects, or whenever you see the Western world having so efficient PMCs, is because of the standardization of the details. You have standard details for doors, windows. There is not much, they have experimented more on that part, which they feel it's very much standardized for years. So they put a very good effort on the quality of space and the areas and the larger context in the design. So in those situations, it is it's very much in the designer's control when the details are standardized. તો ત્યારે એના BOQ બનાવવાના બહુ સરળ બની જાય કે ભાઈ આ જ ડિટેલ છે, this is the door detail. Because I have, whenever anybody of you have visited abroad, તમને યાદ નહીં હોય કે તમે કેટલા લોકોના ઘરમાં ગયા બધા દરવાજા સેમ જ હોય. તમને કોઈનો આપણા ઘરમાં તો બોલે અમે ડોરની ડિઝાઇન જુઓ, એન્ટ્રન્સ ડોરની ડિઝાઇન, ઇન્ટરનલ ડોરમાં મેં અહીંયા લેમિનેટમાં અહીંયા ગ્રૂવ કરે. આઈ એમ જસ્ટ ટોકિંગ અબાઉટ વેરી બેસિક થિંગ્સ વેર વી એડ કોમ્પ્લેક્સિટી ટુ ધ ડિઝાઇન્સ. So that's why I feel it is more difficult for architects to produce BOQs for every project, because we don't have standardized details. And that makes it even more complex for the executors. કે એક જ PMC 3 પ્રોજેક્ટ ઉપર હોય ને તો ત્રણેયની ડિટેલ અલગ હોય, બધી ડિટેલ્સ અલગ.
સો થોડુંક અઘરું કામ પૂછી રહ્યો છું ચિરાગ અને તરલને કે એવું કોઈ એક્સપિરિયન્સ તમારે શેર કરી શકો તમે કે તમારા PMCએ મોહમ્મદ સિરાજની જેમ કેચ છોડ્યો હોય તમારો પ્રોજેક્ટ તમને એવું લાગે કે આ ગયો અને then he has saved the project by giving a different approach or method, or if you can elaborate, because the actual situations, if that has happened, and if you can
Well, not a right forum to criticize PMCs here. You know, we are the minorities over here actually. So I'm not going to say much. I'm going to be diplomatic about this. But obviously there are good experiences. There are some not so good experiences. But we kind of learn. To be frank, there are certain things that you expect from a PMC which is kind of a default, is to manage the project well. Right? In time, in budget, certain things are default because that is their base scope of work. My eye goes to smaller things. Being a designer, we see things in a smaller detailed scale. So I see how good a PMC's approach is by seeing how well are my drawings kept in sight. You know, how are they maintained in sight? ફાટી ગયા છે અઠવાડિયામાં કે બીજી પ્રિન્ટ મોકલવી પડે છે કે એમને લેવા પડે છે? How is the material handled in site? Is it in an organized way? How is the wastage handled in site? Now, for these things, you know, we give SOPs, we try to give certain standards that you should be doing. But ultimately, it's the job of the PMC to take care of smaller things. And we've seen that the best PMCs are the ones who handle all of the things which are not traditionally in their scope of work, you know, and can be ignored as out of their scope of work. But the really good ones take care of the smaller details. And that really shows the depth on which that they have been involved into the project. The involvement shows in that way. So, but at the same time, it's a very tough job. It's an extremely tough job because you have to, like, you know, handle the architects and designers, the designs and everything. And there's pressure from the clientele, you know, to get things done in Ben. So it's a badi bajuti pisela che. You know, I recognize that it's very, very difficult. So we try to give, you know, that kind of leverage. But yeah, there are always learnings, and we also learn how to better handle the PMCs or any other consultants for that matter. But yeah, it's a learning process for all sides.
Fair enough. તરલ, તમે કહી શકો કે એવું કોઈ ઇન્સિડન્ટ રિયલ લાઈફ, if this platform allows you to
લાઈવ ઇન્સિડન્ટ છે. અત્યારે જ યુ નો ચિત્રકનું બંગલા રિનોવેશન ચાલે છે અને વી થોટ કે વી હેવ અમેઝિંગ ટીમ એન્ડ વી હેવ મોર દેન 100 એન્જિનિયર્સ ઇન અવર કંપની. એટલે એવું થયું કે આપણે 1 કે 2 એન્જિનિયરને મૂકી અને બંગલો પૂરો કરી નાખીએ. 6 મહિના થયા, એવું થયું કે વી શુડ નોટ કીપ અવર એન્જિનિયર્સ. એટલે વી હાયર્ડ PMC અને તો સો હી ઇઝ ધ સેવિયર અને એ આખો પ્રોજેક્ટ અત્યારે કમ્પ્લીટ કરે છે. અને PMC હોય તો there is a cost of PMC, but I can 100% say they can save 5 times than the fees. And if you give them timeline, okay, I want to finish this in 12 months, they will give their best to complete in that timeline. And they communicate to all the consultants that this is the face manner and this drawings I need at this time, this details I need at this time. So, તમે જેમ વાત કરી કે PMC is a savior for us as of now. અને ઓલવેઝ મેં તો પહેલાં પણ કીધું કે વી આર વર્કિંગ વિથ PMC. અમારી ઓફિસ હોય કે હોટલ હોય, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ અહીંથી અમારે કે કોઈને પણ કોઈ પ્રોજેક્ટ કરવો હોય and if we want to make a resort in Lakshadweep or Andaman Nicobar, how would you travel? So they can replace you as a developer and they can take the ownership. So that is very important. But again, I said, જેમ એમને કીધું કે standardization is very important because તો timeline project પતાવો હોય તો details should be fixed. If you are making a 100-room, 200-room resort, then every room cannot be different. So when you are making apartment or commercial project, it should be standardized.
Fair enough. To take it to the very last stage, Deepak bhai and Nikunj, this to you. What one advice do you give to a young professional who aspires to be a design-led project and who would like to start his PMC? Nikunj bhai, you can start. Deepak bhai, you can tell me your input about it. कि कोई fresh अथवा experience छोकराने એની consulting શરૂ કરવી છે અથવા design-led ફોકસમાં PMCમાં આગળ વધવું છે તો what is one advice or one experience of yours would like to share with him or her? Yeah.
I think thrive for the best. Generally, ઘણી વખત એવા છોકરાઓનો ઇન્ટરવ્યૂ બી લે છે જે લાસ્ટ 15 yearsથી ઓનલી દે આર ડુઈંગ RCC. If I am telling ki finishing में detail શું છે or plumbing or something, they are doing last 15 years only RCC and be civil engineers. The same kind of some of the engineers have only finishing or some of the engineers. So comprehensive approach for the particular project that need to be taken care. If I am appointed as a project engineer, but I should know how the plumbing or electrical work is going on. So everything you have to study on your own. Because site level પર ઓલરેડી એટલા ઓપન ઇશ્યુ હોય છે કે એમાં મેન્ટરિંગનો ટાઈમ કોઈને મળતો નથી હોતો જનરલી. એન્ડ દેટ વી આર ફેસિંગ વેન સમ ઓફ ધી ટ્રેનીઝ અરાઇવ. સો અમારે કહેવું પડે છે કે તમારે એમને શાંતિથી એમનું મગજ બિલકુલ આમ હોય ત્યારે એમને પકડીને પૂછવું પડશે કે આટલી આટલી મને આટલા આટલા પોઈન્ટ મેં આજે જોયા છે, આટલા આટલામાં મને તમે આટલી હેલ્પ કરો. સો દેટ નીડ ટુ બી ટેકન કેર. અને ભૂખ લાગશે તો જાતે જ શોધવું પડશે દોડીને. સો આઈ વુડ લાઈક કે જેટલા બી યંગ પ્રોફેશન છે દેટ જેટલી બી નવી ટેકનોલોજી, નવી શટરિંગની ટેકનોલોજી છે ઓર કોન્ક્રીટ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં જેટલી ઇવોલ્વેશન થઈ રહ્યું છે, રાઇટ નો વી આર ઇન ટોલ બિલ્ડિંગ એરા. સો એ લેવલ પર જે બી નવી ટેકનોલોજી ઇન ટર્મ્સ ઓફ પ્લમ્બિંગ ઓર ઇન ટર્મ્સ ઓફ ઇલેક્ટ્રિકલ પોઈન્ટ ઓફ વ્યૂ જે બી વસ્તુઓ ચેન્જ થઈ રહી છે દેટ નીડ ટુ બી સ્ટડીડ. And that implementation will help them to grow faster.
Yes, Deepak bhai,
Actually, first of all, the basic understanding of the project is very much important for any PMC engineer, even he wants to start. And it is not only, for example, if I have deputed one mechanical engineer at site, but he should know the civil engineering also. Overall project detail, the requirement, timeline, he should, coordinate with each and every agency. If he is willing to do that, only he can do the PMC activities accordingly.
Fair enough. Before I conclude with them, we have a good number of audience here. Any of the audience would like to have questions regarding? Yeah, most welcome. We have eminent panelists of different areas. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. My question is basically to Nikunj bhai. When we are talking about PMC, we are always talking about only civil and the parallel activities related to structures. What about call related to MEP? Because now multidisciplinary engineers are required as a part of PMC. So what is your take? First, you need to answer as a PMC guy, and then Taral bhai, you will also add on to that, being a developer, right beginning of the construction of the project, are you only hiring a civil guy as a PMC, or still you are preparing MEP guy as a part of the civil team? Thank you.
So I think this is a good question you have. So in early era where I have started my career, so any of the project have a project manager, senior engineer, planning engineer, quality engineer, safety engineer. Okay. We have separate infrastructure engineer as well as we have separate infrastructure electrical or MEPF engineer. That cost beared by the big clients or they have big budget for this kind of project. But what we are looking right now, so many of developer has not such kind of budget to accommodate them as a, so any of the small scale tier 2, tier 3 project have only civil engineers, not MEPF engineer. We also like to appoint MEPF engineer on board, but that budget of client not allow for this kind of, they take help from the MEPF consultant itself after commissioning and testing or like that. So I think જેમ હવે ટોલ સ્ટ્રક્ચરનું આવ્યું તો હવે MEPF એન્જિનિયરની રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ એકચ્યુઅલ હવે આવી છે. જનરલી જ્યારે આપણું એરા સ્ટાર્ટ થયું ત્યારે સિમ્પલ દેર ઇઝ અ not basement પણ નહોતા થતા, એક બેઝમેન્ટ ગ્રાઉન્ડ +7 ઇઝ અ હાઈએસ્ટ બિલ્ડિંગ. ઓકે, નાવ બિલ્ડિંગના સ્કેલ ઇવન તો ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ જે રીતે આખી ઓવરઓલ થઈ રહી છે, જે સ્કેલ અપનો પ્રોજેક્ટ આવી રહ્યા છે, દેટ યુ નીડ એક્સપર્ટ ઓન બોર્ડ. Even though you need HVAC engineer, you need electrical engineer, you need mechanical engineer, you need different kind of that, like you need boiler engineer as well, if that kind of industrial work is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, Taral.
As I said, we operate multiple projects in Ahmedabad. So, एक project एवो छे एमा 𝐏𝐈𝐧𝐭𝐀 કરીને. It is in Gift City. We hired PMC, MNC company છે, JLL કામ કરે છે. અને from starting of the project, from diaphragm wall to end facade, they will execute the entire project. Day 1 થી એમને એવું કહેવામાં આવ્યું હતું કે અમારો કોઈ પણ માણસ ત્યાં સાઇટ ઉપર નહીં આવે, તમારું PMC અમે કરીશું, જે JLL છે એનું અકાઉન્ટેબિલિટી અમારી ઓફિસથી અમે કરીશું. સો વી હેવ કેપ્ટ ઓનલી વન પર્સન, દેટ ઇઝ અ સ્ટોર મેનેજર. અત્યારે એ પ્રોજેક્ટનું કામ સરસ ચાલે છે અને કન્સલ્ટન્ટ વિલ બી taking care of the entire handover process. Even the future facility management tenders will be also floated by them. So this is a pilot project, but we have seen lot of advantage doing this. And વર્ષો પહેલા પણ we have given entire work to PMC. In fact, ઘણા PMC એવા પણ છે કે they always say કે you are expert in core and cell. Don't take our service. We will come as your MEP PMC consultant, and there I can add my benefit, I can add my value addition, and આખો પ્રોજેક્ટ સારી રીતે પૂરો કરીને આપીશું.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, sir. My name is 𝐿𝐻𝐿, and I own a construction management software firm. My question is to all of you that when you guys are, managing projects, what kind of tools you are using to manage projects? Like, for example, lots of drawings are coming from the architects and structure engineers and the MEP consultants. And again, site work is happening, so to track the project progress and the task management and the quality of the work, is there any tools, specific tools that you are using, or would you like to, further take your companies with such tools so that you can, increase the efficiency of the work as well as the quality of the construction that you are carrying out? Thank you.
I love just to put it across from architects or designers' perspective on a complex projects. BIM is the tool which has been widely used, and it is just started, but it is the tool to take this further for a complex project for sure, which eventually integrates MEP into it and which eventually helps PMC to execute rightly. But from the PMC's perspective, I think they would be the Deepak Bhai and Nikunj would be the right person to discuss about it.
Right.
So we are using for particular drawing management, we have drawing tracker, and we have created OneDrive for particular each of the project that we have 1 TB cloud storage. So whatever drawing has been saved by the site team is easily accessible to every one of the associate with the that particular project. If client or consultant want to that access, we can give it to them. So that is a process we follow.
As he said, Vince is the drawing management. That is very important part, and correct drawing should be at site with the engineers and agency for the execution, so that to avoid any mistakes and rework. And main important is the timeline. So the daily or micro planning activity has to be, monitored on a daily basis. So there is a template for the daily reports for various agencies, including manpower, material, resources, and there is a interlink activities. So the sequence of activity, if one activity is hampered, the other activity is going to again delay. So that monitoring is required. So the daily reporting is must. We have a various WhatsApp and other kind of groups are also available, details so that people can share photographs, sharing site situation, CCTV cameras, and the daily round, joint round is very critical for any project management activity. So based on the joint round, all the issues are coming on the surface and the solutions are given by the whoever is the project head. And if anything related to the design, so they can contact to designers on spot and they revise the things. So the daily reports and daily monitoring and weekly reports, and if there is any change in the tender item or any line item, so it should be, informed well in advance. So the detailed study is required from each and every people, not only the PMC people, but from client end as well as the contractor end, so that things are to be taken care well in advance to avoid any delay. So these are the things, and for that we have a weekly reporting, we have a MIS system for the management, monthly reporting also. So that is how we have to manage the entire PMC activities, right from the timeline, quality, and even cost also. Thank you.
We'll take one more question after this, but all the future PMCs here, if everyone is shouting around, you are the one only with your data sheets and budgets and cost in control, and you are at the calm in the WhatsApp group, you're doing right. You can start your PMC and you're doing a good job for that. Yeah, right. The last one, 𝐿𝐻𝐼𝐾. Yeah, 𝐿𝐻𝐼𝐾.
My name is 𝐿𝐻𝐼𝐾 and I run a PMC called Radical Ventures. I'm new to the clan. So yes, I'm the right guy to ask this question. My first question, I have basically two questions. First is to Taral. Since you've been using a lot of PMC services across the length and breadth of this, the continent, my question is, how do you differentiate between the PMC, what we do here locally or Indian PMC, versus the Western PMC or the international PMC in terms of effectiveness, in terms of their problem-solving skills, in terms of their approach towards the entire project? So maybe you can answer that question. And second question is to all the designers sitting out here. How do you make a PMC's life? What do you expect out of PMC, and how do you make their life easier? I think all the PMCs would agree that our life gets much easier when we get inputs, a proper input from the designer fraternity. Thank you.
So as you talked about Western countries, how they use PMC, the Western countries are more process-driven. Here, PMC should be street smart because they have to deal with multiple vendors, multiple consultants, because the processes are not aligned. In Western countries, they always have their own system. They don't use WhatsApp for the communication. They don't even call to do this. But here we have the evidence. We can do on WhatsApp. We can do on emails. We can call and take the confirmation. We can send a WhatsApp and take the confirmation. So that's evidence. In Western countries, the process is too long. So a few years back, I was in Germany, Berlin. The PMC, the process, the approval, even for their Berlin's own own city's airport took 7 years to build because of processes and compliances. Here, we are growing country, we are developing country, so we cannot 100% rely on process. Even the entire ecosystem is not on the process. So the difference is process and non-process.
Mrunal, if you can question 𝐿𝐻𝐼𝐾's query regarding how can architects and designers make their life easy or more aligned?
I think it goes hand in hand. એટલે તમે જેટલા અમને ઓછા પજાવો છો અમે એટલા ઓછા તમને પજવી. But on a serious note, what I'll answer one of your questions is, what are our expectations from the PMCs? I think what we are greatly missing nowadays is, or I don't know about others, but I feel that it's very difficult for every of us or our clients to accept the reality. આપણે કહીએ ને 1 વર્ષમાં થશે એટલે કે 8 મહિનામાં કરી દઉં. The PMC આવશે, ટ્રાય કરી આપણે 10 મહિનામાં કરી દઈશું. એને બી ખબર છે નહીં થાય. I think the day when everybody accepts the reality કે ભાઈ આ નહીં જ થાય, let's be realistic, tell the clients real figures and not just generate data but analyze it. આપણે કહીએ છીએ કે આપણે પ્રોજેક્ટ મેનેજરે આપણને રિપોર્ટ મોકલ્યો, આજે 50 લોકો સાઇટ ઉપર છે, 15મી તારીખે સ્લેબ છે, but there is no analysis happening which I think is really missing. તો એક એ થવું જોઈએ. અને ડિઝાઇનર્સ એન્ડથી તો ઓફકોર્સ જેટલી સારી ડિટેલ્સ હશે અને જેટલું ક્લિયરિટી ડિઝાઇન અને એની ડિટેલ્સમાં હશે એટલા ઓછા તમને પ્રોબ્લેમ થશે. બટ આઈ થિંક વી ઓલ્સો એક્સપેક્ટ ધ સેમ ફ્રોમ યુ, ધ સેમ meticulous approach to execution and the realistic timeline is what I think should be there.
Chirag, you can close
just
it.
add to what Bhumika asked is that I think one of the key things is that the communication channel remains absolutely clear and continuous. So from day one, the expectation would be that the scope of work was 100% clear to the designer and to the client about what the PMC is going to handle. Or these are the XYZ part, not in broader terms, but in very detailed terms, so that the designer is completely aware that, okay, these are the part which is going to be completely taken by there. And at the same time, we also know that, okay, the supervisions from the designers on the architect side is going to be at X number of times a week or month or whatever. If that communication has to be very clear. Sometimes conflicts also happen, or the life of the PMC or the designer gets different because the communication is not very much clear. And that is where I think, you know, what Taral said about it, that the processes needs to be much more organized. We still run the entire country itself, and, you know, we run in our own way. We have our own way of doing things. It's not very much streamlined, you know, as it should be. So once all of the consultants involved in a project come into a very streamlined process of handling a project, a lot of the problems will go away. There'll be lesser conflicts as well. So I think communication is one key thing, you know, and just want to end my side that, you know, this is a great forum. I just really want to compliment, you know, Kevin, Hasmukh bhai, that this is a great idea, a beautiful idea in the first place. Something which has been missing, you know, I think, and to generate an idea and to go ahead with it. And this is the kind of dialogue that the forum has initiated. So my compliments to you, Kevin.
So, yeah. Before I conclude, I think we all of us appreciate this platform because most of us know that the PMC itself, individuals are very strong, but they are not a cohesive unit, as in, or neither an association of PMC, or this can be taken care by the professionals here so that all meaningful activities can happen. I think we had a wonderful time. I think we had a lot of insights, gestures, clarities, point of views here. And I'd like to thank all 5 of you to take your time to be here. Appreciate your time here, and all the audience here. We'll be concluding this. Kevin, that's it. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. So at the end of the session, we get to know that PMC is not just about coordination, but how strategy and designing play the crucial role in PMCs. ये सेशन में अभी एक बात कही मृणाल सर ने कि एक्सेप्ट द रियलिटी, बट क्या पता जो लोग नहीं मानते कि हम ट्राई करेंगे वो शाहरुख खान की फिलोसॉफी को फॉलो करने वाले होंगे कि अगर किसी चीज़ को पूरे दिल से चाहो तो सारी कायनात तुम्हें उससे मिलाने की कोशिश में लग जाती है. सो लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. हमारे जो पैनलिस्ट हैं उनको फेलिसिटेट करते हैं. मिस्टर देवदत्त पंड्या, आर्किटेक्ट अहमदाबाद, उनको फेलिसिटेट करेंगे मिस्टर केविन पटेल. थैंक यू सो मच सर. To felicitate Mr. Deepak Brahmbhatt, I would like to call upon a stage Mr. Girish Gangwani from PMC. Please give him a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. To felicitate Mr. Chirag Doshi, I would like to call upon a stage Mr. Paresh Phalodia from Ishan Empire. Mr. Paresh Phalodia from Ishan Empire. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. To felicitate Mr. Taral Shah, I would like to call upon a stage Mr. Kevin Patel. Sorry. To felicitate Mr. Nikunj Patel, I would request Mr. Kevin Patel. Thank you, sir. And next, to felicitate Mr. Mrunal Patel, I request Mr. Kevin Patel. Thank you so much. Mike.
हेलो આજે 6ઠી તારીખ છે એ બધાને ખબર છે આજે પીએમસીનો જન્મદિવસ છે બરાબર છે પણ જન્મદિવસ ક્યાં થયો છે તો કે શિવાલિકમાં બધા તાળી પાડો જોરથી.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Please give them all a huge round of applause.